Amazon and Cavill take the stage.
To bring Warhammer to a brand new age.
But fans are nervous. Hopes ignite.
Will they honor the lore or ruin it in spite? Oh god, I really hope they don't ruin it. I really want this to be good. I really, really want it to be good.
So I'll go straight up and just own this. People know this by now. Not a huge fan of Warhammer, not because I don't think it's a good property or anything like that. I just think that there's a lot of lore to it, and quite frankly, I don't have enough time to get into the lore, and it's just not my kind of thing. But my wife, Raven, is very into it, so she'll be taking point on this video.
Ave Dominus Nox!
I will say, we have been hearing for quite some time that they were going to make a Warhammer series with Henry Cavill. Now, there have been some talks and some things we've heard from behind the scenes where they were planning to change the lore and make female space marines and female custodies and a bunch of stuff. And we heard rumors that Henry Cavill wasn't very happy about it and blah, blah, blah.
Well, considering Henry Cavill plays the game as custodies, yeah, he wasn't very happy about them inserting women into his faction.
Well, we have to be fair, okay? We do not know if these sources were legit. I'm saying this because, again, I know that a lot of people believe the sources, and there's plenty of people out there who have, sources, and they're reliable, but we do not have proof of these claims. However, it would not surprise me. But we now have proof, confirmation that they are moving forward with the series, which makes people somewhat happy, but also...
Well, yeah, we were allowed to be apprehensive considering what Amazon has done to Lord of the Rings and Wheel of Time and a bunch of other things. But there is proof that they can do Warhammer well. And that was episode 5 of Secret Level, the Warhammer 40K episode, which was absolutely amazing. I loved it. It was incredible from start to finish. That entire episode, I was hooked. And it really portrayed very well Astartes in combat. Their precision, their speed, their ruthlessness. It was just perfect. Watching that, and then hearing the news that the series is going forward, that episode gave me some hope for this series. That maybe it will be good. I don't know yet. The only news we have is that Henry Cavill is starring and executive producing, which gives him some creative control. And he has been a fan of Warhammer literally since its conception. So...
Well, I would argue that it's not since its conception, because I would assume he wasn't born then.
Oh, fair, but he has been a fan for, I think, 30 years, and the franchise is maybe 40 years old? So he's been a fan of it for at least 30 years.
I will say something. I think personally, and again, I want to make very clear that I'm not a huge fan of Warhammer. I don't know much about it, but I will say I think that Warhammer, just based on what I have seen of it, I think it would have translated a lot better into an animated series than live action. I think it's going to be very hard to pull off the live action elements of this, especially with depending on the budget.
Yeah,
you don't know the budget.
Because honestly, the way I can imagine them being able to, if they decide to have Space Marines in this, the way I can see them pulling it off on a budget would be to hire cosplayers to make the armor. I have seen professional cosplayers make Space Marine armor and actually make it look authentic and battle-worn out of literal 3D printed foam.
As I said, I'm not a huge fan of Warhammer, but I am a fan of Henry Cavill, and I think that he's been given a raw deal, especially with The Witcher and how that went. We do know a lot about that, and about Superman. So I really kind of hope for his sake, because I think he seems like a great guy, and he seems to actually passionately care.
I really hate the fact that he keeps getting screwed over. Yeah, the whole reason I got into Warhammer was Henry Cavill announcing that he was making a Warhammer TV series. And me, being supportive of Henry Cavill after he left The Witcher, I wanted to see for myself what this franchise is all about and why people love it so much. And obviously now I'm one of the people who loves it so much.
And my life was never the same, because every day I hear about Warhammer, whether I want to or not.
I'm sorry, it's so good.
I love you. I don't care if you talk about Warhammer. It's totally fine. I'm just not going to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but you also say I'm addicted.
Is that a false statement?
Not really.
So you mean I'm speaking the truth and you don't like it?
Yes. I'm sorry.
So that sounds like a you problem.
It's not my fault you're so good at your job.
Like the video, break the algorithm style, share with your crew. Escape life's hell, from spooky memes to advice obscure. Here's your dark solace of humor as a cure.